My name is Joseph John Thompson, and I was born on December 18th, 1856, in Manchester, England. My father, Joseph James Thompson, ran a family bookstore, and my mom, Emma Swindles, came from a family that owned a cotton company. As a young boy, I was always interested in science. At the age of 14, I became a student of Owens College, University of Manchester, where I studied mathematics, physics, and engineering. My father suddenly died when I was 16, causing me to have the need to find funding to continue my education because of lack of money. So in 1876, I won a scholarship which took me to the University of Cambridge. 4 years later, I graduated. I continued studying there and in 1882 won the Adams Prize. I soon began studying atoms. When experimenting with a cathode tube ray, I discovered something. At the time, my research assistant was E. Rutherford. In my experiment, I saw that the cathode rays were going very far, suggesting that they were many times smaller than hydrogen atoms. I then deflected the cathode rays with electric and magnetic fields to see if they were positive or negatively charged. By using the cathode rays, I found the results were that they were negatively charged. Um, because they were negatively charged, I found that that atoms have electrons. And then I died in 1940 on August 30th.
Hello, my name is Niels Henrik David Bohr. I was born on October 7th, 1885 in Copenhagen, Denmark. My mother's name was Ellen Adler. She was a part of a successful Jewish banking clan. My father's name was Christian Bohr. He was a celebrated psychology academic. After I graduated high school, I attended Copenhagen University, where I received my master's and doctorate in physics in 1911.
Go.
Later in the fall, I went to England to follow the work of J.J. Thomson in Cavendish Laboratory in 1912. I married Margaret Norland. I had 6 children, 4 survived to adulthood, and 1, Age, became a well-known physics scientist as well. Later, I had to flee Europe because Adolf Hitler rose to power. This caused my son and I to make our way to the United States, where I worked on the Manhattan Project in New Mexico, where the first atomic bomb was being created. I had many concerns about how the bomb could be used, so I called for future international arms control and active communication about the weapons between nations. Because of this, I got to meet Winston Churchill and Franklin D. Roosevelt. I introduced the atomic model known as the Bohr model, or known as the Jimmy Neutron model. I proposed a theory for the hydrogen atom based on the quantum theory that energy is transferred only in the certain well-defined quantities. I also won the 1922 Nobel Prize in Physics for my ideas, and again later working on the Manhattan Project in the United States. On November 18th, 1962, I passed away at the age of 77.
My name is Ernest Rutherford. I was born on August 30th, 1871, in Nelson, New Zealand. As a child, with the help of a science book, I was able to determine how far away I was from a lightning bolt using the speed of sound. In 1895, I became a research student at Cambridge University as an understudy for J.J. Thomson. In 1910, I studied scattering by firing alpha particles at a sheet of gold foil. Niels Bohr joined me in Manchester and made the Bohr model. I did this experiment by bombarding light atoms with alpha rays and observed outgoing protons of energy larger than the incoming alpha particles. From this observation, I deduced that the bombardment had converted nitrogen atom into an oxygen atom. I was known as the first person to perform atom splitting, in which I turned a nitrogen atom into an oxygen atom.
Play.
I died October 19th, 1937.